Hey y'all, we are in episode number 4 of Tay Talks, and I am super excited. I took last month off just to readjust to some things that was going on in my life, which were good things, nothing negative. But yes, it was needed. But your girl is back with episode number 4. Yes, this podcast today is solo dolo, but it's all good because what God told me to do. So I'm trying to make sure I be in His will with what He tells me. So y'all, today I want to just jump straight into today's topic. So today is more so of an affirmation. And reason being is because of the fact by the time this podcast is over, I pray that it touches whomever may need this, and allow this to be a daily conversation that you have with yourself. So today's topic is you have a higher standard. I'm going to repeat that one more time. You have a higher standard. Now, I'm going to speak for myself. I have been in certain situations. Let's be honest. I have been in certain relationships, friendships, being in certain job positions and things like that where I feel like I compromised and I just accepted it. And I knew that for a fact that I should be in something different. I shouldn't tolerate the things that, I was going through. And a lot of times this is what happened with us. We get in certain situations. Well, I'm not going to say for us. I'm going to speak for me. I have been in certain situations where I knew my time has expired, but I kind of forced it just to stay. I'm just going to say for even example, like, okay, yes, thank God this is my second marriage, right? My first marriage, I knew my time has expired, but I was forcing it to work. And so that had to make me readjust my life, so being on certain jobs, I definitely can admit I have been in some positions and I'm like, and it's not that, I think I was better than anybody or nothing like that. It was just that it was the fact that I knew God told me you can do better. And when God say that thing to you and you still in a certain situation or something like that, then that's when your feelings get hurt. Things happen, make you questioning yourself and stuff like that. And that's what today I want you just to keep in mind. You have a higher standard. So I'm only going to give about 3 points about what's the benefits. What is the benefit of you having a higher standard? And it's not that you being you're boasting about yourself or you bragging upon yourself or anything like that. Sometimes you just have to know, like, yo, like this ain't my level, and there's nothing wrong with saying that, especially when whatever situation you may be in, you still being humble. And you're not thinking that you're better than anyone, because that's the thing where people mess up at. They feel like they get in certain situations and they better than the person or they better than the situation than it is. And then next thing you know, God then knock you off that doggone high horse that you was on and had to force you to be in a position where you had to humble yourself. But this time, I'm speaking to those who need that encouragement to know, yo, it's better out here for me. So, I just want to say that title one more time. You have a higher standard. Dang, that one is sitting with me right now. So let's jump on into it. So the first benefit of when you get to a point, you have your mindset, because everything is a mindset. If your mind is made up, okay, I'm going to stay in this situation. I know I'm not happy or, certain things like that. Then that's where your mindset is at. But when you get to a point where you know what, like, yo, your girl deserve better. Your boy deserve better. Like, this can't be it. This just can't be it. And you telling yourself, like, yo, my standards, I got higher standards. You know what I mean? And and let's just take, for example, after a while, like as a kid, I love McDonald's. You couldn't tell me nothing about a good 10-piece sweet and sour sauce. Give me some sweet tea on the side with that thing and some hot fries. I am content. Now I'm to a point, don't bring me to no McDonald's. That's just not going. I'd rather have a home cooked meal over some McDonald's. But that's because of my mindset, my taste. But everything has changed over time, and it's just because of the fact it's not that my money's too good for McDonald's. I just have outgrown it. That's something that now I get my kids, if they want something like that or whatever. But that's just that. So the first benefit of having a higher standard is, number one, you create better relationships. And this could go with personal relationships. This could go with professional relationships on your job and things like that. Because when you finally set that standard to a point where, you know what, I'm not going to accept the foolery that you coming with, then you want to create a better relationship, not only for yourself, but for the people that's around you. Because once you start feeling appreciated and you start feeling like, you know what, I feel like you value me as a person, or as your spouse, or as your boo, or on your job, anything like that, then once you start feeling like you're important, you start doing things different. You start operating different. They just take, for example, you're working on a job and your supervisor is just off the chain. I have had some crazy supervisors. And it was to a point where I'm like, you know what, like, yo, I deserve better than this, because I do not need to be treated like this, or you don't have to act like this, that, and the third. But once I finally got to that job where I'm like, oh, shoot, my boss appreciate me, it made me start coming to work on time. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to be on time anyway. But when you start feeling like you're appreciated, you start operating different. And then once you start building those better relationships, then you start getting connected with the right people who need to be around you. And then that's when you're able to identify a whole lot easier of the people who shouldn't be around you. If they come around and your spirit get off, like you and you can't really explain it, evaluate your circle. If your circle ain't 10 toes down for you, or your circle ain't giving you that support that you need, then go ahead. Ain't nothing wrong with leaving them behind. It's no love loss or anything like that. But your standards are higher. And they may even start saying, well, yo, you know what, Shantae, operating different. That's fine, cool. As I should, because my standards got higher. I expect different stuff of me. I'm not going to expect the same foolery that I expected from, a previous situation when I know God has elevated me. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the benefit of having a higher standard. You challenge yourself to do new things. You got to step outside your comfort zone. If you've been praying for something new, or, you're praying that, God, I just want to do something different. And if he starts showing you things and you're like, ooh, like this different, but I'm kind of uncomfortable, you're going to have to, in order for you to walk into something that's really valuable to you, for you to step up to that standard, it's going to come with some sacrificing of you. So it may be you're going to set some different goals. You're going to set some goals that what, before it was easy for me to obtain this. But now you setting goals where, you know what, dang, I gotta work outside my comfort zone to achieve this one. So that's just the main thing with that one. With challenging, when you set those different standards, you're gonna start challenging yourself to do new things. Your expectations of you is totally different, and you're gonna know that it's God that's behind you, that's pushing you, because He heard your prayers. He then been with you through your fast and things like that. But you're going to have to stay committed. And that's always the hard part, y'all. Trying to stay committed to something that you know that you want. But when your mindset changes to that place where you like, okay, well, my standards are different now. They're higher. You're gonna step up to the plate. You're going to step up to the mic. You're going to be able to achieve what it is that you want to do because of the fact your mindset has shifted. And y'all, I'm already on the third point. Told y'all I wasn't going to hold y'all on today. So the last benefit of having a higher standard is you're going to be a lot happier about yourself and your life. When you finally get to a point where, God, you know what? I asked you to remove some things that was weighing my spirit down. I asked you to open my eyes to certain situations where I'm able to see things through your eyes and not my eyes, because sometimes we blind ourselves or we want to be in denial about certain situations, and that would help us to stay committed to the lower standard. But now, since you have a higher standard, you're going to see things totally different. You're going to put yourself as a priority when when your standards are higher. The acceptance of foolery not going to be happening no more. When, let's just say, for example, you been in a toxic relationship. I know that's a word people say they tired of hearing, but that's called a spade with this one. You've been in something that you know wasn't going to benefit your spirit. It wasn't going to benefit you personally, not for any business plans, personal plans, goals, or anything like that. But you were in this certain situation, and after a while, you get tired. You get so tired of the same cycle. And you get up and you finally like, you know what, God, I'm tired. So you start shifting. Like for me, I'm going to be honest with y'all. For me, when I was in my first marriage, I knew I was tired. I knew it was time for me to go. Mainly because I know it was time for me to go because of the fact I wanted to end everything for me, for Shantae. I did not want to be on earth no more. The depression had got so heavy of what I was feeling within that marriage. And once I got out of it, I was like, well, God, you know what? I had to shift it when it came down to me wanting to have a potential husband. And when I got out that marriage, I promise you, I did not want to get married again. No, I was good on it. Didn't like it at all. But, God shifted. He was like, you deserve a husband. You deserve to be loved. You deserve for your girls to have a father figure that's, consistent and things like that. So once I finally got to a point where I received it, because that's the thing. Everybody around you can tell you, you deserve this, you deserve that. But if you don't believe it, your mindset ain't going to change. It's going to stay the same. So when I finally got to a point where I was like, you know what? I deserve love. I deserve to go out on dates. I deserve to be treated like the queen that I am. Like all these affirmations that I had to start telling myself. I had to start speaking to myself. And then once I finally got to that point, once I got into another relationship or, got into this marriage that I'm in now, I knew what I wasn't going to accept. And once I got to a place where I found out, you know what, I'm not going to accept this, that, or the third, then I became happy because I'm like, okay, you got red flags. Let me go ahead and get my bag and walk on out this thing, because of the fact you don't want to get complacent in any situation where it's messing with your mindset, your standards, your goals, your purpose, and things like that. So, y'all, that's all I have on today. You have to set the standard, and you better set it to a point where you know it's higher than what it was previously when you was not happy with yourself, or you wasn't happy with your placement in your career or in a relationship or anything like that. You have a higher standard, and you have to set that standard, because if you're expecting somebody else to do it for you, it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to take the pride that you have in yourself like you should take the pride into yourself. You have to know you're your number one player. Like, I'm my number one fan. I'm my number one kickback. It's good to have people around you who push you and motivate you, but you have to be in tune with yourself before everything else. So once you get to a place where, you know what, I'm going to leave everything behind that was weighing me down. I'm going to set this standard higher. I'm going up a notch. Then you're ready. And I just want you to tell yourself every single day, you have a higher standard. Tell yourself, I have a higher standard. And think about it. Like, if something getting heavy on you, just tell yourself that I have a higher standard. And then you start making moves to make sure that you are on that standard, or you elevating to the place that you would like to be. And if you're struggling with it, I pray that right now that God takes his arms and wrap them around you and whisper in your ear and just let you know that he is with you. So you're not going through anything alone. He's going to place the people around you that you're going to need, and the encouragement that you're going to need while you go through this process, because that's what it is. Life is an ongoing process. You are not the same person that you were yesterday, 2 weeks ago. Like, I know I made a motivation. It wasn't a motivation Monday, but it was a motivation video that I had made telling you have to get adjusted to the new me. And that is just you. When you go through things in life, you become a different person. But you become the person that you want to become, like the person you want to be molded into. You become that person. Like for me, I always want to be a woman that my girls look up to. Because I have 4 kids. But when it comes down to my girls, I need to always be their role model. And that's something that I am very particular about, the way that I operate and stuff like that. I need them to know that, you know what, my mama good. She be holding it down. Like, she is our role model. So, but that's all I have on today for episode 4 of Tay Talks podcast. I will see you all. We only do this once a month until God tell me something different. And so the next podcast will be released next month, the last week of the month. So y'all have an amazing, amazing week. Stay safe. I know Easter is coming up. So be careful if you're traveling back and forth or whatever you may be doing. So, but that's all I have for y'all. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.